Ano? Sino sa inyo mahilig sa basketball? Taas ang kamay. O kaya better yet, hiyawan. Sa mahilig sa basketball, hiyaw! Yan. Because our guest speaker, ladies and gentlemen, has been championing our fellow Filipino athletes from one passionate fight to another in many different countries. He is a visionary in leading TV5 Network as its president and CEO, but long before that, he has captured the hearts of basketball enthusiasts. Please welcome our guest speaker on teamwork and commitment for leadership excellence, the five-time PBA Coach of the Year awardee, ang dahilan kung bakit buong dal tayong sumisigaw ng puso, the heart and soul of Gilas Pilipinas, Coach Chot Reyes!
Dear leaders, dear friends here at this wonderful organization, a lot of things are beyond your control. Sino yung presidente, how the economy is doing, kumusta yung stock market, what is the exchange rate, these things are beyond our control. But what is within your control, within your hands, under your complete control, are your working together habits. Your ability to come together and work as a team. So sabi ko, we were going to run a system that's never been seen before, but the number one priority was we had to be the best team possible. Secondly, more importantly, is we had to be able to execute. Every one of you here in this room, in this audience, in this auditorium, you derive your value from your ability to deliver, to perform, in other words, to execute. So yun ang dalawang bagay, teamwork and execution. And that is going to comprise the bulk of my talk this afternoon, discussing to you teamwork and execution. To do that, I'm going to share the Gilas team model. Napakasimple po nung Gilas team model. It's built on trust, effort, accountability, motivation. I believe I like working with models para paglabas nyo mamayang gabi or bukas may makita kayo, sasabihin nyo, madali ikwento. Diba? Sinabi ni Coach Chot, ang team pala, trust, effort, accountability, motivation. A lot of you here are individual contributors, but there also are a lot of leaders in the audience. When you build your teams, trust, effort, accountability, motivation. So those were the two most important things, teamwork and execution. So yun ang ginawa namin. We put our team together, we practiced a little bit, and then August 2013 comes around. Nagumpisa na yung Asian Championships dito sa atin, sa Mall of Asia Arena. To get to the World Championships, we had to finish in the top 3 in Asia. And like I said, since 1974, hindi pa ito nangyayari. So, pero nag-prepare tayo ng mabuti, maganda yung ating pakiramdam. We won our first 2 games, we lost our 3rd game, and then we swept through the 2nd round, got us to the quarterfinals, we won our quarterfinal match, got us to the semifinals. Eto na, we are in the final 4. We are 1 win away from our dream. Bakit? If we win our semifinal match, pasok tayo sa finals, sure 2nd place, minimum 2nd place, sure ticket to Spain. Kasi top 3 ang pupunta sa World Championships. So top 4 na lang natitira, pag panalo tayo dito, we go to Spain. Only one problem waiting for us in the semifinals is our nemesis, our arch rival, South Korea. May Koreano ba dito? Wala naman. Okay. I don't know what happened. I think the past 20, 25 years when our Korean friends started coming to the Philippines, may hinalo yata sila sa tubig natin because for the life of me, every Korea-Philippines match, sigurado talo yung Pilipinas. It got so bad, they call it the curse of South Korea. Basta Philippines versus Korea, sigurado talo ang Pilipinas. But what people do not know, and this is my insight number 1 when facing competition, was that I built our team for Korea. I didn't build our team for the powerhouses of China or Iran. I built our team for Korea because I knew to get to the top 3, we had to get by Korea. So dear leaders in this audience, those of you who have in your hands the ability and the capacity to build your own teams, as you create and you build your teams, who are you building your teams for? Are you building your teams to battle the Chinas or Irans of your area, business or industry? Or are you building your teams to battle the Koreas of your business? I built our team for Korea. Alam na alam namin ang gagawin. We had scouted them cold. And that is a very important insight into competition. When you go into competition, you've got to know your opponent. Kailangan alam na alam mo kung sino ang iyong kalaban. So when this game started, it was very comfortable. Lamang tayo, 8 points, 10 points, walang magawa yung Korea sa atin because we knew exactly what they wanted to do. Pati salita nila, ano sa iyo ngayon? Alam na alam namin. Alam na alam namin ang game plan and paano hintuin ang South Korea. So napaka-komportable ng laban, lamang tayo, until early in the second quarter, yung ating kaisa-isang magaling na player, Marcus Doughtit. Kilala niyo si Marcus Doughtit? Yes, our naturalized American, our naturalized Filipino, went down with an injury, leaves the ball game, never comes back. Here is the shortest team in Asia. And meron tayong kaisa-isang matangkad na player na wala pa. 2013 ito, rookie year ni Junmar Fajardo. Hindi pa siya masyado naglalaro. So imagine, here is the shortest team in Asia na wala pa yung ating malaking kaisa-isang malaking player. Pero yung team natin, dapat wala na tayong laban. Tayo na nga yung pinakamaliit na wala pa yung malaki. But our team, they don't know the meaning of quit. They keep fighting until we get to the end game, the final 3 minutes of this ball game. And it is at this point that I would like to invite you into my world. And what we do as coaches, we break down video. And here we are, the final 3 minutes of this ball game. Nakikita nyo ba sa likod? Video, yes. We are only 2 points down. 2 points down. 3 minutes, 39 seconds left. We are right in the thick of this match. Until disaster number 2 strikes. Kilala nyo ba yan? Di kayo nanonood ng basketball, Jason Castro. Simply our best player in this ball game. At this point, he already had 18 points, unstoppable. So anong ginawa ng kalaban? Korea gave him a nice little love tap. Siniko dito sa bibig, split open his entire lower lip. So he had to come out. Think about this. In the biggest game of our lives, as we approach the home stretch, we have lost our 2 best players. We've lost Marcus Doughtit, our best big man, and now we have lost Jason Castro, our best scorer. Think about your own business teams, your little organizations here at Gano. You're about to complete a huge endeavor. You're about to reach an amazing target. What if in the home stretch, you lose your 2 top players? What if in the home stretch, you lose your 2 top producers? Do you have the team around them to still get the job done? That's the question facing our national team. As we go into our biggest game of our lives, we have lost our 2 best players. Do we have the team around them to still get the job done? That's what we're going to answer in this next 3 minutes.
Well, we need some shooters now on the floor.
Just over 3 minutes remaining. Dalawa lang ang kailangan ng habulin dito ng Gilas. Jimmy stopped on his tracks. Gave over back to Alabag. Pink.
I said we're going to talk about teamwork and execution. But instead of just talking to you about execution, I'm going to show you execution. To do that, I have to explain our offensive game plan. Our offensive game plan is very simple. Larong Pilipinas tayo, larong Pinoy tayo. Hindi tayo parang ibang team. Play 1, play 2, yung mga masyadong scientific. Play 55.6-11. Wala tayong ganyan-ganyan. We have very simple game plan. Our offensive game plan, do not attack Korea's best defender. Ito ang best defender ng Korea. Yan, number 6. Ito talaga, pag nagbantay ito, daig pa asawa ko . Wala kang kalusot-lusot. Daming natawang mga boys . Can you relate, boys? So, Korea's best defender is guarding Larry Fonasher, our best 3-point shooter. That means somebody else, that means we're not going to attack here. That means somebody else will make a play just like this.
Leading for that leather. Jimmy launches it. Bang!
That's a 3-point shot coming from Jimmy Alapang. We're back in the lead.
What guts by the Mighty Mouse. Abante.
I said the starting point of all great teamwork is trust. And I submit it is as well the starting point of all great leadership. Dear leaders, job number 1 when you build your teams is to forge strong, trust-based relationships with your people. Because when you do that, you model the value of them forging strong, trust-based relationships among each other. And more importantly, you model the value of them forging strong-based relationships with your clients, with your customers, with the public with whom you interact on a daily basis. And dear friends, in your line of work, how important is trust? I'm sure the name Gano iTouch is going to get you through the door, might get you that appointment. But in the end, that purchase decision, that buying decision is a one-on-one thing. You have to earn the trust of the people you do business with. And when I speak of trust, I have to begin with that guy. Kilala nyo ba yan on your screens? Jimmy Alapag, yes. I'm sure you all know the financial metrics of your business. You all know return on investment, ROI, return on equity, return on asset, return on sales. Trust delivers a different return. I call it the ROR. When leaders invest a little bit of time and effort in forging strong trust-based relationships with their people, and teammates invest a little bit of time and effort as well in forging strong trust-based relationships among each other, the ROR, the return on that relationship, is invaluable. It is priceless. And when I speak of trust, I have to begin with Jimmy Alapag, because when I chose Jimmy, when I chose Jimmy, a lot of people, dami nagreklamo. Sabi na, Coach, ba't mo kinuha si Jimmy Alapag sa team? Remember, 2013 to, we didn't know how good Jimmy would be in the international stage. Pero sabi na, may dalawang magaling na point guard na tayo. We had L.A. Tenorio, the MVP of the 2012 Jones Cup. And we had Jason Castro, you saw him earlier, voted the best point guard in Asia. They're very skilled, they're very talented, but they have one problem. They are vertically challenged. Mga 5'9 and a half, 5'10 daw sila. 5'10, sabi ni LA coach, 5'11 ako. Sabi ko, yeah right, pag magandang gising mo, uminom kang Gano eye touch, baka maging 5'11. But in reality, at best, they are 5'10. And ang mga kamatchup nila in Asia, the other point guards are 6'1", 6'2". We played Qatar. The starting point guard of Qatar was 6'6". And here are our bulilits trying to chase them all over the court. But to make matters worse, I chose as my third point guard, Jimmy Alapag, who is the pinaka-bansot of all. He's 5'8". Not only is he the pinaka-bulilit, he is also the most thunders. Alam niyo ba yung thunders? Thunders, onders. Jimmy at that time was 36 years old. So sabi ng mga tao, Coach, why did you pick Jimmy Alapag? You picked the shortest guy and the oldest guy. And dami naman ibang magaling na point guard sa PBA. The reason I picked Jimmy Alapag is because I trust him completely. Not only did I trust him, his teammates trust him. They trusted him enough to vote him team captain. How are you not gonna trust a guy like Jimmy? For a 10 o'clock practice, Jimmy is in our gym at 8 o'clock shooting his 1,000 3-point shots, running his laps, lifting his weights, and he is the oldest guy on the team, and he is the team captain. In other words, siya yung pinaka-McKay to act like a diva. But not Jimmy. Oldest guy on the team, team captain, first to arrive in practice, last to leave. In other words, Jimmy Alapag is a leader, is a player, whose actions, whose behavior inspires trust. Dear friends here at Gano iTouch, as you go about dispensing your daily duties and functions in this wonderful organization, do your actions, does your behavior inspire trust? Fantastic, fantastic way to start the team building process. And I know as an organization, Gano is as well very serious in coaching and mentoring people. And in the earlier speeches, earlier I heard talk about mentorship. And I know you're all very serious about this coaching thing. I am a certified executive business and corporate coach. In our training, job number 1 for all coaching to work is to forge strong trust-based relationships with your people. So the aspiring coaches, the leaders in the audience on whom your ownership on the organization relies to pursue that coaching culture in this organization, trust is your number 1 priority. That's why Jimmy Alapag is on my team, because I trust him completely.
76-75.
Now, no amount of trust is going to make you a good team. That's why it's called teamwork. It's not called team free or team easy. It's called teamwork. We have to work at being a good team. We have to put in the effort. That's why after trust, the second attribute to our team model is effort. And when I speak of effort, I have to begin with that guy. Hindi nyo masyadong makita. Our poster boy for effort, si Mark Pingris. Sino asawa ni Mark Pingris? Danica. Sino asawa ni Jimmy Alapag? O bak showbiz, alam na alam niya yung sagot. Sinong asawa ni Ranidel De Ocampo? Mrs. De Ocampo. No, Ranidel is married to Diane. Their kids are Stephanie, Francesca, Madeleine, little Ranidel, also known as Temradi. Larry Fonasher, married to the former Laura Gahol. Their kids are Liam, Luca. Gabe Norwood, married to Lay Norwood. Their kids are Cash, Orion. 6 months ago, Lay gave birth to their third boy, si Izzy. You all know Jimmy Alapag is married to LJ. You know their oldest is Ian Maximus. Their second, cute baby girl, Kiona Sky. And just 3 months ago, LJ gave birth to another baby boy, Casher Allen. You all know Pingris is married to Danica. You know their kids, Mick and Kyla. Yes, this is the depth of my relationship with my people. I know everything there is to know about them. I know the name of their wives, their kids, their parents. I know the name of their wife. Di pala pwede plural yun. I know the name of their wife, their kids, their parents. I know their sideline. I know their business. I know everything there is to know about my people. And because of that knowledge, they too know everything there is to know about each other. Ask any player of Gilas, they will tell you we are brothers first before we are teammates. Dear leaders, some of you, the top leaders in the organization, might have dozens, hundreds of people under him. But I would bet every leader down the line, you have your first 5, your top 10 people on whom you rely to get most of your work done. How well do you know them as individuals? As persons, not as employees or colleagues or team members. To those who are not yet leaders in the audience, you have been coming here, some of you have been here for 10 years, 5 years, 7 years, some 10 years. But really, how well do you know that person next to you, that person that you go to work every day? Not as a fellow employee, but as a person, an individual. I know everything there is to know about my people. After all, you can only trust those whom you know. That's why to be a great team, it's got to start with trust. Build strong trust-based relationships with people. And because of that knowledge, I know that Mark Pingris belongs on our team. Because after I chose Jimmy Alapag, the next player I chose was Mark Pingris. Ang dami na naman nagreklamo. Sabi nila, Coach, why did you pick a guy like Mark Pingris? 6'4.5", para sa PBA matangkad siya. But sa international competition, mga bantay niya, a full head taller than him. And Mark Pingris, unlike Ranidel De Ocampo, same size, 6'4.5", pero Ranidel De Ocampo is a great three-point shooter, great passer, great kompleto, great basketball skills. In contrast, Mark Pingris, and ito secret lang natin to dito, secret, wag niyo pagkakalat. Mark Pingris has no skills. Bamban talaga. I would bet there are more men in this room who can shoot a free throw better than Mark Pingris. So sabi ng mga tao, Coach, why did you get an undersized big man who cannot shoot on the national team? Well, the reason I chose Mark Pingris is he may not have the basketball skills of Ranidel De Ocampo, but his one skill, his one talent is hustle. His one skill is effort. And I just want to emphasize the value of effort this morning, this afternoon, dear friends here at Gano iTouch. Because I trust and I am sure that every one of you in this room, regardless of how hard you think you're already working, every single one of you in this room can work a fraction of a percentage point stronger, smarter, harder than you already are. It doesn't take much technical skill. It doesn't take fancy college degree. Doesn't even take much experience. All it takes is good old-fashioned hustle. To the leaders in the audience, when you build your teams, when you pick your people, don't forget, it's okay to hire for technical skill and experience, but don't forget to hire for hustle. Hire for hustle. Figure out a way how you can discern a person's work ethic. Because when you have hardworking people in the organization, you will find a lot of things can be achieved. And I hark back to the question on coaching and mentorship in the organization. And a lot of times you'll say, Coach, ang dami na naming iniisip, dami na naming ang dami na naming responsibilities, we don't have time to coach our people. But I know that your organization has sponsored a lot of coaching programs. Am I right? You have a lot of coaching development programs. That means a lot of the people, a lot of the leaders in the audience who have the responsibility of coaching have been equipped with the tools. But I also know that a lot of times you are not doing what is being asked. It is not a question of technical skill. It is not a question of educational background, nor experience. It is just a question of hustle. It is just a question of effort. If you endeavor and you commit to yourself and your organization that you're going to be the best coach possible, you best show your people that you're willing to put in the effort. And you will be surprised at how contagious that effort gets. And the reason Mark Pingris is on our team is because he is our poster boy for effort. Siya yung aming leader sa hustle stats. Meron kaming maraming stats sa team namin pero meron kaming stats tinatawag hustle stats. Yun yung mga hindi nyo nakikita sa dyaryo. Hindi yan yung points, rebounds, assists. Yan yung pinakamaraming dive sa sahig. Yan yung pinakamaraming tapik sa bola. Those hustle stats that you don't see in the game. Mark Pingris is our leader in hustle stats. And speaking of effort, I have now to explain to you our defensive game plan. Kanina in-explain ko our offensive game plan. But basketball is two ways, offense, defense. Our defensive game plan has two components. First, kita nyo itong si number 4. This is the best player of Korea. At this point, he already has 26 points. Ito talaga, tinadyakan na namin to, pinatid namin, siniko na namin, tumatayo pa. So, defensive game plan number 1, wag nang pahawakin ng bola yan. Second component in our defensive game plan, you see that arc, the 3-point line? Korea wants to shoot the 3. They will kill you with their 3-point shooting. So again, two components to our defensive game plan. Number 1, don't let their best players shoot. Number 2, don't give a 3-point shot. Let's see if we're able to execute.
Get the ball at the post.
Yang on the move. Gets it to the wing. Tai-sul gets those 2 points.
Korea scores 2 points. They go back up by 1. But I'm a happy coach. I feel my team is executing. Why? What did I say? What's our defensive game plan? First, don't let their best players shoot. Second, don't give a 3-point shot. We just gave a 2-point shot from another player aside from Korea's best player. That's why I'm happy my team is executing. Insight number 2 when facing competition. Understand this. We cannot stop everything the other team wants to do. We cannot stop all their moves. But the key is to understand what we can give up that we can live with. Hindi po natin kaya hintuin lahat ng gustong gawin ng ating kalaban. Pero kailangan alam po natin ano ang pwede natin ibigay na hindi natin ikamamatay. We were willing to give up a 2-point shot from aside from Korea's best player. And that's why I'm happy my team is executing. Dear friends here at Gano, I touch. What are the 1 or 2 most important things for success in this organization? What are the 1 or 2, perhaps 3 most important things that you absolutely have to be the best at? Perhaps everything else you can survive, you can live without. But I hope every person in this room, you know the 1, 2, or 3 most important things that are critical to your success here in this organization. We were willing to give a 2-point shot to another player aside from Korea's best player. And that's why I'm happy. I feel my team is executing. Volume.
Want a technical foul at this stage.
Norwood going
Ito
to
na naman. Here is Korea's best defender. Focused on Larry Fonasher. Ranidel De Ocampo recognizes the situation. 6'4.5", binabantayan ng 6'9.5". Kung mas maliit ka sa bantay mo, saan mo dadaanin ang laban? Sa bilis, sa speed. Of course, if you are smaller, you better be faster than the other guy. So Ranidel De Ocampo recognizes the situation, takes advantage of his advantage.
To De Ocampo. Ranidel looking to muscle his way through.
You know, it's that burst of energy. Whichever team has more energy now down the stretch is going to win this. And the crowd has to be behind Gilas Pilipinas. They've got to get energy from the crowd.
Spoke to you about trust and effort. Let me speak to you a little bit about accountability. Dear leaders, at your level, accountability is as much about responsibility as it is about ability. I will repeat. Accountability is as much about responsibility as it is about ability. Accountability refers to your ability to deliver what is expected of you. The number 1 accountability of every leader in this room is to develop the next generation of Gano I-Touch leaders. That's your accountability. That's why you want to be the best coach possible. Coaching or mentorship is not a chamba-chamba thing. Hindi mo pwede sabihin, oh iho, tumabi ka lang at dumikit ka sa akin, araw-araw matututunan mo rin to. That doesn't work. That doesn't work anymore. Coaching, and I see a lot of young people in the audience, those who have been around a long time, who have been working for the past 15, 20, 30 years. You might be 60 plus, 70. You might be towards the end and the twilight of your career. For you, what is most important today? Success, of course, but I would bet every person, middle-aged and up in this room, what is most important to you today is legacy. As you approach the end of your career, we are all thinking, what is my legacy in this organization? Nagtrabaho ako dito, 10 years, buong buhay ko, binigay ko dito, and then at the end, and how do you prolong that legacy? How do you pass on that legacy? Simple. By mentoring, by coaching. That's the way you prolong that legacy. Some of you here, you might have family businesses. Perhaps you want to have your children take over your business as a mega stockist or whatever that is in the provinces. How do you ensure that? Be the best damn coach. Be the best damn mentor possible. Every single leader in this room, your accountability is to develop the next generation of Gano I-Touch leader. Those who are not yet leaders, thank you. Those who are not yet leaders in this audience, your number one accountability, to be the best team player possible. Ask yourself the question, what can I contribute to Team Gano? That's your number one accountability. On our team, the accountability, the responsibility of guarding Korea's best player lies on the shoulders of Gabe Norwood. He's not even looking at the ball. Wala siyang pakialam ano nangyayari sa likod niya. His job is to guard Korea's best player. If Korea's best player goes to the comfort room, Gabe Norwood will go to the comfort room with him. Because that's his job. Huwag pahawakin ng bola yung bantay niya. But Korea, they're a smart team. They see what we're doing. Hindi nila mapasa yung bola sa best player nila. So what do they want to do? They want to go inside to their best big man. And guess who's guarding Korea's best big man? Mark Pingris. Hanggang kilikili lang si Mark Pingris ng bantay niya. Itanong nyo kay Pingris ano yung deodorant ng bantay niya, alam na alam niya, sasabihin niya sa'yo. Eh hanggang dun lang siya umaabot eh. But let's see if Mark Pingris allows his man to catch the ball.
Looking for his big man, Seong Jun. Look at Pingris battle for
Did you see it?
position.
Mark Pingris, not only did Mark Pingris prevent his man from catching the ball, but Mark Pingris, who has no skill except hustle, is now guarding Jimmy Alapag's man. Furthermore,
2-minute warning.
Mark Pingris, who has no skill except hustle, is now guarding Ranidel de Ocampo's man. I mean, here is a guy, Mark Pingris. He has no skill except, but in one play, he guards 3 different people. Imagine for a minute if we had Mark Pingrises in this audience. If you had people on your team who can produce the output of 3 individuals. If you had people, if you are a Mark Pingris, if you can do the job of 3 people. Doesn't take much technical skill. Doesn't take a fancy college degree. Doesn't even take much experience. All it takes is good old-fashioned hustle. A willingness and an ability to roll up your sleeves and put in back-breaking work. After all, Mark Pingris, he cannot shoot, but he can do this.
Warning, glaring. Nawala ng bola. Sakuragi takes it away.
What a huge steal by Mark Pingris.
And Alapag now wants to set things up. And
Tyler
still
foul.
gives up the foul.
Wala pa sa penalty ang Korea. Malayo pa sila. That's just the second team foul.
Run it.
Ito na naman, Ranidel de Ocampo. Kanina, linapitan siya ng bantay niya. So anong ginawa ni Ranidel? Ginamit yung bilis niya to drive by for a layup. So ngayon, ayaw na siyang lapitan ng bantay niya. So sabi ni Ranidel de Ocampo, ayaw mo lumapit ha? Teka.
Free for the 3. Yes,
Oh,
sir!
yes! Big basket by Ranidel de Ocampo. Now we've got to play.
Another attribute that we associate with the letter A in our team model, aside from accountability, is adaptability. Dear leaders, at no time in modern organizational history is adaptability, flexibility, versatility as important as it is today. Think about it. We've never seen before. We've never seen this before. When you can be number one at what you do and be out of a job tomorrow. Look around you. Lehman Brothers, Nokia, Motorola, all these big companies, number one at what they do today, out of work tomorrow, out of business tomorrow. Itong tinatawag nilang digital age, itong cliche super gas-gas na digital age, the pace of change is dizzying. And the only way you can survive and thrive in this age is to become adaptable. And the only teams and organizations that will survive are those that can adapt, that are flexible, that are very versatile. Before, a lot has been said about the 3-year, 5-year plans. Na, ngayon, wala nang gumagawa nun. Bakit? 6 months from now, obsolete na lahat ng ating assumptions. 3 months from now, we don't know what the next technology is gonna bring, rendering all of our learning today obsolescent. The key today is to build adaptable, versatile, flexible organizations. And the only way to do that is if you have adaptable, versatile, flexible leaders. Adaptability is crucial. I am a big believer in the growth mindset. The growth mindset says, I am 55, I am 60 years old, I've been working for 30 years, but you know what? I can still learn. Matagal ko nang ginagawa to, master ko na to, tumanda na ako dito, kumita ako ng malaking pera dito, pero alam mo, matututo pa rin ako, marunong pa rin ako mag-aral. I am a constant learner. That is the growth mindset. Pag paumanin nyo na, pag sinabi ko dito, dear friends, dear leaders in the audience, the minute we think we know it all is the end of us. We are going to be out of work tomorrow. We are going to run out of business tomorrow. The growth mindset is the key to adaptability. So ask yourself the question when you evaluate your adaptability quotient. Am I like Ranidel de Ocampo? Pwede sa loob, pwede sa labas.
Play the top defense. We need a stop.
Taisul against Alabag. They're calling out the elbow play.
No unnecessary fouls.
They go to Bingo.
Finally, Korea gets the ball in the hands of their best player and Gabe Norwood is panicking. Sabi niya, yari ako nito, mumurahin na naman ako ni coach nito. Dapat wag niyang pahawakin ng bola yung tao niya, di ba? But let's see if Norwood allows his man to shoot.
27 big points already. Yan now.
Norwood forces his man to pass and take a look at this guy. Where is he shooting from? Look at his feet. Saan siya tumitira? 3-point line. What did I tell you? Korea wants to shoot the 3. They will kill you with their 3-point shooting. But Larry Fonasher, he understands the game plan. He follows instructions. He executes. What does Larry Fonasher do?
Fouled before the attempt. But the Philippines is in.
Larry Fonasher gives up a foul. He says, get your 2 points from the free throw line. You are not shooting a 3. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not only execution, that is flawless execution. And I wish I could give you a magic formula for execution. There is none. Execution is a byproduct of simple things. The little things, just being brilliant at the basics. The ability to listen well. If you learn how to listen well, you will understand the game plan. That's going to allow you to follow instructions and it will allow you to execute. Nothing special about that. Dear leaders, I hope in this organization, you all know what the fundamentals are. Yes, we're all focused on sales, on business, on bringing the revenues in. Nothing wrong with that. But what are the things we need to do down here, the fundamentals that are going to lead to the revenues coming in? We've got to be brilliant there. We cannot be only good or proficient or solid. We've got to be brilliant at the basics. That's what's going to drive those revenues. And that's why I'm happy, and that's what Larry Fonasher understands the game plan, allows him to execute.
In the penalty, you need the backcourt being applied by Korea. 1 minute and 10 remain in the semi-final knockout match.
That foul allowed us to get our best player back in, Jason Castro. Our team doctor stitched him up. Tinahi yung kanyang lower lip dito, 5 stitches. Right there in the bench, walang anesthesia. Tinahi yung kanyang labi. Eh bakit? Tinanong ng doktor sa amin, gusto mo ba nung, ano ba yung turok na yun, di ba, pampamanhid? Sabi ni Jason, gaano katagal bago yan tumalab? Mga 10, 15 minutes. O, edi tapos na yung laro. Di ba? We started the video at 3:39. We didn't go to commercial. We didn't do anything with the video. It's now in 2 minutes, 33 seconds. Jason Castro got his entire lower lip split open, got 5 stitches, and now he's back on the court. What have I found about great players compared to good players? The great players, you cannot keep them off the court. The good players will find every excuse. That's why, dear leaders, you want to have Jason Castros on your team. Now, obviously, Korea sees our best player. Automatically, Korea sticks their best defender on Jason Castro. And now, Jason Castro has every right to ask for the ball. Sabi, akin na yung bola. I'm hot. I'm the highest pointer. Give me the basketball. But not Jason. Not only is he a great player, more importantly, he's a great team player. He understands the game plan. He follows instructions. He executes. What does Jason Castro sees Korea's best defender on him? What does Jason Castro do?
Spreading the floor is Jimmy.
Jason Castro spreads the floor, creates all that room, all that space for another teammate to make a play. Dear friends, I am sure in this room, you are Jason Castro. You are the most accomplished. You are the best. That's why you came up here to receive those awards. But do you have the selflessness, the leadership to sometimes spread the floor and create room for another teammate, for your people to make a play? Dear leaders, a lot has been said about these management buzzwords of empowerment, equipping our people, developing our people, but really, how can we develop our people unless we are willing to give them space? Unless we are willing to provide them room with which to grow. Dear leaders, unless we provide our leaders space, they will never grow no matter how many development programs you enroll them in. And I know there are times when we have been so used to this success. Eh, sanay na ako, coach, ginagawa ko to kumikita kami dito, this works. And sometimes we find it hard to let go. It is our passion. We love our job so much, we find it hard to let go. But trust me, how can our people develop if we are not going to let go? The best leaders are those with the security and the teammanship to understand. That's the only way to grow our people, to make them develop. Understanding that when we give our people room, they will make mistakes. Let me repeat, when we give our people room and space, they will make mistakes. But it is our job as leaders to say, what happened? What went wrong? What is the lesson? How are we going to make sure that's not going to be repeated? And then let's go again. Shoot, I've got your back. That's what great leaders do. It's the same thing with trust. When you trust your people, you open yourselves to the possibility of that trust being thrown right back at your face. When we trust people, we open ourselves to the possibility of that trust being betrayed. But we trust nevertheless. I think it was Abraham Lincoln who said, I'd rather trust people get disappointed once in a while than trust no one and be despondent my whole life and be miserable my whole life. What we do as leaders is we trust our people. And that's why I'm very happy. I see here, I have my arms folded because I have full confidence in my team. I trust them. I know they're going to make the right decision. I love what I'm seeing. Everyone in the right spots. Castro in this wing, Norwood in the corner, De Ocampo in the opposite wing, ball in the middle of the floor with Jimmy Alapag with all that room to make a play. Dear leaders, no matter how good a shooter we are, our job is not to shoot the ball. Our job is to make sure our people are in the perfect position to make a shot. That's what great coaches do. And that's why I'm very happy everyone is in the right spots. Except di ko alam anong ginagawa ni Pingris dito eh. Para naman kaya niya i-shoot pag pinasahan siya dyan, right? Remember, Pingris cannot shoot, but he can do this.
Allowing space for him to penetrate and drive.
Alapag
It's a
has
clear out.
6 seconds to work with.
He can bangga the kalaban. Mark Pingris sets a screen that allows Jimmy Alapag to do this.
Jimmy launches it.
Jimmy Alapag got it down! That's a 5-point lead. Now there's pressure. There's pressure on South Korea. They want a timeout. But it's not over. It's not over even with a 5-point lead. We've got to be able to hold our strength.
Oldest guy on the floor, shortest guy on the floor.
Celebrate.
Timeout para dito sa Korea. We don't...
Now, check this out. Halos din natin makita, kalahati lang ng katawan niya nakikita natin. But what Mark Pingris is doing there, biggest hustle play in Philippine basketball history in the past 40 years. And if I didn't point it out to you, you wouldn't even have noticed. Such is the value, such is the nature of the hustle play. That's why it is our job, dear leaders, to recognize, reward, reinforce the value of the hustle players on our team. Without those hustle players, we cannot consistently win. That is our job as leaders. Recognize it and catch our people doing things that are right. When they display behavior that promotes great teamwork and hustle play, our job is to recognize. And there's nothing wrong with all these awards. Nothing wrong with that. But I will bet every single one of you, I don't know where the super mega fantastic awesome stockist is. Number 1, number 2, number 3. I will bet you didn't do it yourselves. Somebody helped you. You have a good team around you. And I hope you recognize and reward those hustle players on your team.
Only 54 seconds to go.
This is the shot heard around Asia. Everyone celebrates Jimmy Alapag for making that shot. But let me ask you this. As good a shooter as Jimmy Alapag is, could he have made that shot if Pingris didn't screen, if Castro didn't spread the floor, if Norwood didn't play great defense? No. It doesn't matter how individually talented you are, unless you're willing to subjugate your personal interest for the good of the team, you are worth very little. That, my friends, is what teamwork is all about. That's just all it is. And thank you. And our job as leaders is this is what we have to talk to our people on a daily basis. Every single day. Catch our people doing things right. Let them know, give them a tap in the back, give them a high five. Good job, send a text. What is that to us? Problema, minsan na nangyayari sa atin, we just, para tayong police. We only catch people doing things wrong. We call them when there is a mistake. We send them a memo when they've done something wrong. Catch people doing things right. What a powerful coaching tool. Good job. Or emoji. Kung ayaw, shy kayo, soft-spoken kayo, ang dami emoji sa text. Yung ganun, di ba? Ganun, good job. What's that going to cost us? Jimmy Alapag makes the shot. It's called the ROR, Return on Relationship. Jimmy makes that shot. The whole Mall of Asia arena goes wild. Teammates are jumping up and down, giving each other high five, chest bumping. And Jimmy makes a shot. He's coming down. Here's the buzzer for the timeout. So he turns and faces. And I remember that look as if it were yesterday. Jimmy is looking at the bench. He's looking straight at his coach. And with that look, Jimmy is saying, "That's for you, coach. Thank you for your trust." And I think it is as good a time as any. It is March 10, it's about 4 o'clock. For all of us in this audience to remember that one person to whom we owe our being here. Lahat po tayo dito, nandito tayo kasi somebody, a family member, a loved one, a former colleague, somebody sacrificed to help us come here, to help us get here. You're with this wonderful organization in this wonderful facility. perhaps it's as good a time as any to whisper a silent prayer of thanks to that person. But more importantly, to endeavor to be the best leader you can, to be worthy of the trust of that person. Leadership is hard. It is lonely, it is thankless, it is stressful, full of pressure. Lalo na dito sa Pilipinas, pag nanalo yung team, ang galing ng players. Pag natalo yung team, ang tanga ng coach. It's always our fault, right? It's always our fault. But we live for moments like this, when we can equip our people to do things not even they think are possible. Dear leaders, our impact in our people's lives, immeasurable. I am an entrepreneur. We have people, they started with us. We run, Tony and Guy, the #1 chain of salons in the country. We have the master franchise. We have 100 employees now. We have employees, they started off as tagawalis, as janitor, and now they've traveled to London, they've trained, and now they're cutting, now they have their own car. The impact we have on our people, imagine. But the reverse is also true. If we are a bad leader, if we are the manager from hell, what do you think they're going to do when they get home? Our impact to our people, we cannot really measure. But we live as leaders for moments like this, when we can be part of our people doing things not even they think is possible. That is the real return on great leadership. We go up by 5 points, so now we need to play defense. Korea calls a timeout, and so we have to take Jimmy Alapag out of the game. He's not one of our better defenders. So we replace him with L.A. Tenorio. And now, Jimmy Alapag, you see this, yung mga superstars, sabi, Coach, kakashoot ko lang, ba't mo ako linabas? Not Jimmy. When we need him on the court to be a shooter, he's our shooter. When we take him off the game from being shooter, Jimmy is now head cheerleader. Chief Prayer Warrior. I'm sure you understand what I mean, dear leaders, on our teams. Sometimes we need to pass the ball. Sometimes we need to play defense, set a screen. Sometimes we need to be the head cheerleader. A lot of times we need to be the spiritual leader. Whatever it takes for the team to win, that's why Jimmy is on my team.
Kapit bisig, buong Pilipinas. Korea down by 5. 50 seconds to try and make it up. Gilas looking for the stop. Minggu, putataka kay Gabe Norwood. Radidel, nauna si Ping. Andiyan dyan si LA, and Gilas will waste away the time.
Oh, what a big defensive effort on the part of Gabe Norwood. Yun ang sinasabi natin, kailangan natin ng isang tao to stop King Mingsu. And that had to be Gabe Norwood, the best defender.
Check out our team. At championship point, they get the ball without anyone telling them what to do. They get the ball in the hands of our best player, Jason Castro. Korea's best defender is here, guarding L.A. Tenorio. So what does L.A. Tenorio do? Spreads the floor, creates all that room for another teammate to make a play. Me, my job is head cheerleader. Because I love what I'm seeing. Everyone in the right spots. Kanina, si Castro to, now this is Tenorio. Earlier, that was Norwood, now that's De Ocampo. Earlier, this was De Ocampo, now that's Norwood. Kanina, yung bola na kay Jimmy Alapag, now that's Jason Castro. That's a team, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't matter what position you put them in. Pag bali-baliktarin mo man ang posisyon ng ating mga player, alam nila ang gagawin. That's what drives great execution. Everyone on our team knowing their role, but at the same time knowing what's the big picture. Understanding their role and how their role fits within the great big picture. That's what great leaders do. That's what drives great execution. Everyone on their right position except, ay, ito pala si Pingris. Nagtatago sa bola. Eh baka mapasahan pa siya eh. Remember, he cannot shoot, but he can do this.
Philippine team.
Are we 26 seconds away para mabura na ang pangungot ng Korea? Castro, big wrist, cleans it up!
Ang masipag, pinagpapala.
The Philippines is up by 7. It could be the Philippines winning this game.
Yang for 3, no!
And that's it.
Big wrist with a
The Philippines
rebound!
is gonna win this.
And the curse of Korea is about to be broken here inside the MOA
The
Arena!
Philippines is in the finals of the FIBA Asian Championships. What a victory!
Gilas
by Team
Pilipinas books a ticket to Spain next year. Nasa finals po tayo bukas kontra Iran. What a performance by Gilas! Kalahati ng ball game ni hindi na nakalaro si Marcus Dowsett. Pero yung mga bata natin kinito, puso, lahat, iniwan, buwis buhay type of basketball ang ginamit dito.
Di ko naman sinasabing magbuwis buhay kayo para sa Gano ay touch. But I'm sure gets nyo kung anong sinasabi ko. Nothing I talked to you this afternoon was from any book I read or from any course I attended. It's from direct personal experience, just the great fortune of being part of great teams. In the end, the story of Gilas is very simple. Here is a group of men, they trust each other. They put in back-breaking effort. And they are accountable for sometimes unreasonable expectations put upon their shoulders. But finally, we cannot end without saying a little bit about motivation, the last piece in our model. And people ask me that all the time, Coach, ano ba yung sikreto ng Gilas? Bakit napakahirap talunin? Bakit buwis buhay basketball? And ang hindi nila alam, wala pong sweldo para maglaro sa Gilas. Our players, they play 10 and a half, 11 months out of the year in the PBA. In the off-season, they give up their rest, their vacation, their time with the family. Because in the off-season, they are training with Gilas for no additional compensation except the opportunity to wear Pilipinas across their chest. That's real motivation. And I'm sure as leaders, you will agree with me, there is nothing wrong with financial package, awards, incentive scheme, bonus, nothing wrong with that. But real motivation comes from within. It is a heart issue. And let me leave you with my one advice, rule number 1 for motivating people. Dear leaders, understand this. The only way you can motivate your people is by first being self-motivated yourselves first. Let me repeat it. Let me repeat it again. Let me repeat it again for the second time in case you missed the double redundancy. Dear leaders, the only way we can motivate our people is by first being self-motivated ourselves first. We cannot fool our people. They can smell us a mile away. Sa umaga, papasok pa lang tayo sa opisina, wala pa tayong sinasabi. Our people are checking us out. What are they checking us out? What are they checking out for? Kunyari, nagbabasa sila, nagko-computer, nagte-text, kunyari, hindi nakatingin, but they are always watching us. What are they looking at? What are they watching for? They're checking out how motivated is my boss today. Because motivated leaders, that's motivating. We cannot fool our people. In the morning, papasok pa lang tayo. Anong tawag ng mga bata doon? Tinitingnan yung ating vibe, yung ating aura. It's their leadership presence. Tinitignan nila, naku, si ma'am aga-aga, nakakunot na kaagad yung kilay. Ako, si boss nga, wala nang buhok, nakakunot pa yung noo. Ang aga-aga, wala pa tayong sinasabi, binabasa na tayo ng ating mga tao. They're trying to feel our aura, our vibe, our energy, our leadership presence. And what comes out in that is how motivated you are. If you are very internally motivated, you cannot help, it comes out. If you are not motivated and you are demoralized, doesn't matter what you say. You can mouth all the rah-rah speeches and all the words. We cannot fool our people. They can smell us a mile away. And so first, be self-motivated yourselves first. Second, figure out what is important to your people. What drives them? What do they value? How do you do that? Go back to square one. Forge strong, trust-based relationships with your people. You've got to know them as individuals. Then you can speak to what they value. Then you can speak to what's important to them. Absent that relationship, your leadership will go nowhere. There is no coaching possible. So this win got us to the World Championships for the first time since 1974. In the World Championships, we beat Senegal. And so at the end of 2014, I retired. I said, that's it. I've done my job. I've gotten the Philippines back to the world stage. So I retired. The guy who replaced me was my assistant coach here, Tab Baldwin, my handpicked successor. He coached national team for 2015, 2016, but apparently management wasn't too happy with his performance, so they asked him to, they didn't renew his contract. At the end of 2016, they asked me back to coach the national team. And in the press con, the first thing, the question the media asked me was, Coach, sabi mo, retired ka na sa professional basketball coaching. Bakit mo tinanggap ulit yung coach ng Gilas? And my response gives you a glimpse of my motivation. And ang sabi ko, I may have retired from professional basketball coaching, but I will never retire from serving my country. And thank you. And coaching our national team is the only way I know how to serve our country. It is a thankless job. If you follow me on social media, you know how many haters I have. It is difficult. Pag natalo kami, kawawa talaga ako sa social media. Eh di bali na pagtalo, maski nung last Sunday, Japan, tinalo na namin, ang dami pa rin haters, dami pa rin magreklamo. It is a thankless job. But I am not a business tycoon employing thousands of people, neither am I a politician with millions of constituents. All I am is a basketball coach. The only way I know to serve my country is by coaching the national team. That's my motivation. Dear leaders here this afternoon, what's your motivation? What drives you? What is that bigger thing that motivates you and drives you to just be the best leader possible? In Gilas, we say, we fight till we cannot fight anymore for our country with all our hearts. Laban, Pilipinas, puso. Yan po ang nasa sa puso namin. So allow me to end with the final video that traces where all that puso talk comes from. I think it's best we remember where we came from. Ako si Chot Reyes of Quezon City, Tubong, Malolos, Bulacan. Malaban ako para sa Pilipinas.
I am Marcus Dalpis from New York, and I play for the Philippines.
Ako si Jeff Chan, taga Bacolod, naglalaro para sa Pilipinas.
Ako si Mo Belga, taga Bicol, naglalaro para sa Pilipinas.
Ako si Larry Funasher, taga Quezon City, naglalaro para sa Pilipinas.
Gabe Norwood from Pennsylvania, and I play for the Philippines.
Jimar Fajardo from Cebu, naglalaro para sa Pilipinas.
Ako si Gar David, Tubong Dinalupia, Bataan, naglalaro para sa Pilipinas.
Ako si Rani Del de Ocampo, taga Hulugan, Tansa, Cavite, lumalaban para sa Pilipinas.
Ako si Japet Aguilar, taga Sasmon, Pampanga, at naglalaro ako para sa Pilipinas.
Ako si Mark Pingris, Batang Busurbi, Pangasinan, naglalaro para sa Pilipinas.
Ako si Jason Castro, taga Pampanga, naglalaro para sa Pilipinas.
Ako si L.A. Tenorio, taga Nasugbu, Batangas, lumalaban para sa Pilipinas.
Ako si Jamil Apag from California, and I play for the Philippines.
Remember who we're playing for, gentlemen. Laban Pilipinas! Let's all stand, please. Ladies and gentlemen, can we all do a Gilas? Pwede po ba? Can we do a Gilas? Turn to the person beside you, give them a high five or a fist bump and say, ako si Chot Reyes, taga Bulacan, lumalaban para sa Gano, eye touch. Yan, yan katabi po natin. Don't be shy. Fist bump, yes, fist bump. Ngayon, we are going to fight for the 2020 Olympics. Our current journey is to take us to the 2020 Olympics. I hope you can help us. We're gonna do a Gilas. Sisigaw ako, laban, Gano, eye touch. If you can answer, puso. Pero lagyan ng konting fist pump. Let's try it. Laban, Gano, eye touch. Laban, Gano, eye touch.
Ladies and gentlemen, another warm round of applause for Coach Chot Reyes.